event should be celebrated, therefore it's not banned. They don't recognise religious freedom, which I think came from what I just said. Like they don't let anybody like practice any form of religion other than Islam in public. There's no other religious houses other than for Islam. They believe that's mainly because they're two main houses of Islam are in that country, like so in Mecca, stuff like that. I don't know exactly. Yeah, a lot of the things we have on here are ridiculous laws that we've read about. Because like, well, they're ridiculous to us but won't be to them. Like, women cannot drive. Like, they have, every now and again, they have like protests of the women and they go out and drive and get arrested and like, there'll be like hundreds of women arrested on one particular day of the year because they all go out and they all drive on that day to make a protest. They still have hanging, flogging, they still believe in corporal punishment.
You sort of tie that in with livelihoods, obviously with the women not being able to drive.
Yeah, we've got that further down, yeah. Like they have women have to get drivers to drive to work, finish work. So that's another expense, which means that if you can afford to work, but you couldn't afford to buy a driver, you can't work because you cannot drive yourself to work. And it has to be a driver because the men have to work. If the women work and men don't, it's not socially acceptable. So the men have to work definitely, and then the women, the majority don't work, but they can work if they have like enough money to get drivers to drive them there and stuff.
Just translate that point.
I must have some questions on how you stated a lot of things on politics, but how, I mean, to me
it does mean that they don't have a lot of freedom, like religious freedom especially, so like if they're not Islamic, they're not really accepted into the community at all. They won't be given, there are very, very few jobs that are open to people who aren't with Islamic religion.
तो वो कह रहे हैं कि क्योंकि जो सऊदी अरेबिया जो देश है वो इस्लामिक है, उनका स्टेट इस्लामिक है, मतलब वो हर तरह के रिलीजन को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता है, सबके लिए टॉलरेंट नहीं है, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि जो वैसे लोग हैं जो अलग तरह का कोई